right? Quite almost. When I center, I like my hand opposite, and I use this right here. So if you actually put it together, it would be like this. Of course, there's clay in between, so. When I was younger, I used to just muscle the clay, but then I broke my hand and had to learn some finesse. Okay, now we're ready for the last piece of clay. Now I dripped a little water on there. I don't want that water on there because that might create a spot, an anomaly when I put this down. I'll get rid of that. And again, it's pointed, the clay is pointed. I push it down in the middle. Oops, not quite the middle. Slap it down. So we're dealing right now above the bat with about 28 to 30 pounds of clay. There's some for the drain and there's some over there that kind of got left over. Now I guess you could put all 30 pounds of clay on the wheel and center it at once. I can't, but perhaps somebody else could. I'm going to start at the bottom. Again, I'm going to cone it up. It's kind of important not to have the clay too stiff. You want a nice soft clay, because you're just centering so much that you have to stay in balance. There's a tremendous amount of force in this much clay. Clean up this edge here. Put water on it. Just bringing it in at the bottom a little bit. And again, coning it up. Keeping my elbows tight to my body, making sure I'm staying in balance. Now I'm bringing it down. Again, I'm pushing down with my whole arm here, bracing it with my left hand, letting the downward motion be a little more than the motion from the side. Now we're about ready to open. So there we are, basically centered and coned 3 pieces in a drain. So now, and it needs to be wide enough in order for me to pull out, so I need to make sure that I have this clay almost out to the edge of this bat. Press down a little more and bring it down just a little bit more. I like that a little better. Now Now with throwing a sink, you're really less concerned about how much you pull up as much as how much you compress the sides, because you really want it dense, you really want it strong. It really will last 5,000 years if you throw it right. So I'm just pressing down here. Now I'm going to just take the heel of my hand, press down and push out. I don't want any anomalies like this, so I get rid of them right now. I want one smooth undulation. Now if you happen to come up against a air bubble or something, don't worry about it. You'll have an opportunity to get rid of it. I often use my whole elbow with the point of the elbow in here and just push out, kind of Japanese style, kind of the way they make bowls. And that gives me a nice clean surface. You can see that the elbow went down a little bit right there, and now I just smooth this out. Now I'm just pulling out clay with both hands because it's a lot of clay, and creating the bottom of the sink. Again, don't get ripples in here to make this one smooth undulation. Now that I've got it open, I need to know how thick the bottom is. I want it about 1 inch, and I'll trim off about a ½ inch. Anytime you're making any pot, you want too much clay, not too little. You can always cut it away. So I'm going to use my my needle tool. It's about 1.5 inches, 1.25 inches. You can go down and check it out. Looks a little too thick. That's good. Too thin is not. So I can go down a little bit further. Now we'll test it again. It's that thick, which is still a little thick, so we're going to go down a little bit more. Take another 1/4 inch off of it. Again, I'm just using the heel of my hand and pushing out. But when I do that, I hold on to the outside to make sure I don't lose center. And we'll give it one more shot, make sure it's the right thickness. And now it's about 1 inch. Now, when you make a hole in the clay, you have to use compression to cover it up, or that hole will be there when you fire. So I'm going to press down a little bit in the